Okay guys, let's get into another packing video. So today I'm going to do this a little different. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to package the items, and then I'm going to mark it for myself for later, as opposed to you guys having to wait for me to actually print and process the labels and all that stuff. So this first one's actually pretty easy. This is a men's suit. This sold for, which one is this one here? Is it that one? 286 here? Is that the only one? Okay, this one here sold for $90.25. So I'm actually going to box this one up. So this is a little bit bigger. So C286 is okay, it's a decent size. So I'm actually going to grab myself a 14-10-6. Might be a little big, I don't know, but I want to make sure there's a little bit of extra room for this one because it's so expensive. Normally I would do this with a pen. This down like this, so it's a little better. With a I wouldn't normally do this, but you know, it's for you guys. With a, let's see here, a 10 or a 12-10-3 or a 12-9-4, but since this is like, it's bigger, it's a size 54, yeah, size 54 suit, so it's pretty big. So let's get this packed here. Some of you guys have been asking where the paper tape machine's been. We actually had a different project we've been tending to that required me to bulk pack a bunch of items that we fulfill, and I needed 2 machines because I had 2 guys working on it. So we actually have another machine. It's a better packing machine. Great machine. This is a Uline H, was it 1036, whatever it is. It's fine. It's just not as solid as the other one. But when I need 2 machines, it's fine. You know, sometimes you have to do that. You have to bulk up. So I just turned this thing on, by the way. So the tape isn't as warm as it should be. It actually has like a little warmer here. It warms up the tape as well. But it should be okay. I like the paper tape because it, see, I could cut this down, but that's going to take away from the whole idea of me giving a bit of additional space, right? So instead, I'm just going to put some paper in here. So what I like to do is, for something like this, is to essentially do one of those, right? To make sure that the suit isn't necessarily, or the item in general, isn't necessarily making that much contact with the box directly. Doesn't matter. I don't know, to be honest with you. Grab these. I'm gonna need these in a minute. Sorry about that. Okay. We have our thank you cards. Which also have a coupon code on them. It is cold here today in the Northeast. You know how the temperature is by you. Maybe some of you guys are lucky to live in a more tropical kind of area. Oops, made a little boo-boo there. So this thing actually has a +2 feature right here, which I use for the sides, and I usually shut that off when I already know the lengths I need more or less for my boxes. Doesn't help, it doesn't hurt a lot longer. See here it's 8, but if I press that, it's +2, so this is 10 inches across, right? So that'll work there. Okay. And this here is all fine as it dries. This is going to be like rock hard when it dries. I find paper tape to be strong and presentable too. It also avoids theft because you can't just like push down on a box like you can with paper. Okay, so here, let's make myself a little note here, and I'm just basically going to put this where the label's going to go anyway. I don't remember this SKU, so. Okay, put that right there. Don't need that for now. Next, I'm going to do a set of brake pads. So for that, what I like to do is I'm going to take a, I think a 7.75 will do it. I believe the 7.55. These are like a little taller, so I'm a little concerned. And yes, I'm not crazy. I know this is not going to fit in this box, so we're actually going to go ahead and resize this box. Okay, so let's see here. Where is that's here today? Doing some packaging. earlier, then I remembered, hey, maybe I should make a video. This is gonna like draw barely foot. So I'm gonna actually make this pretty exact. Which I don't like to do always. I like to just go off a number so it's easier. But I just line these up similarly. Similarly, is that a word? I line up the same. Hope for the best. Doesn't have to be exact, right? But you want to be as close as possible. Closer the better. Okay, and some people use a scoring tool for this. I don't. I trust my hands, and I just kind of go through what I think is half the cardboard. Because this goes through one side of the cardboard when you do this, and the other side should be okay. We'll reinforce this later anyway. Say, boop, scored, right? Then what you want to do, you want to cut this. You see that here? And you want to cut it here. Ooh, that blade. Okay. Down. Okay, there. Okay, so I'm gonna hit this with just go big right off the bat. You know, I get a little feedback sometimes saying that this stuff's expensive, the tape's expensive. So to use a tape machine like this, you know, craft tape machine, gum tape machine, whatever, it's all the same, whatever you want to call it. There's a startup expense, right? Because you have to buy the machine. If you just buy this tape in small volume, yes, it's probably going to be more expensive than, like, say, 3-inch tape. However, if you buy bulk, like, I mean, not even by pallet, right? Like, if you buy a couple boxes at a time of the tape, or just some, you know, sometimes you can get some, like, offcuts of the tape or whatever, right? That's not maybe perfect, but still usable. You can get a much better deal. And that's essentially what we do. Smart thing here is to write the skew on it. Just for me later. Don't worry about that. Okay. See, this is fine to me. Quite perfect, right? So that's how you make a box. So I don't have to do much here in order to make it fit. Is it going to be perfect? No. But it's better than like a poly, for example, right? I love my polys, but in instances like this, you know, you want to create a box. And I just find that the tape, you know, a box like this with this kind of tape is the best possible solution. It comes out neat, or neater, right? I'm going to reinforce these sides here. It comes out neater because once this stuff dries, it really does match the color of the box a whole lot. And the customer will like it, right? You won't really, you know, not everybody complains about packaging, but why give them an excuse to complain? And why not do the best possible job you can with your stuff, right? So take some pride. Here. Okay. Here. Okay. This tape's finally starting to warm up a little bit. Probably should have waited a few minutes before I started this video to start packing because the tape machine here is it's cold in here. It's probably about 40 degrees in the warehouse right now. A bit of a cold spell just came through, so you have these kinds of issues right here that you'll have with all kinds of tape. It's just it's a lot more obvious with this kind of tape, but this is better for certain things, because I'm telling you, when this dries, it's rock hard. It looks like a cardboard box. It's like essentially paper mache at this point, right? Okay, so you say what you want about that, we're good. Minus that, we'll give this a couple minutes, see if I have to hit this with a little bit more tape, but that's what that is right there. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you with another set of brake pads. We just did that. Let's do these books. Okay. So, I have no idea. This isn't like a common thing for us. So 11. I don't want to go huge on the box here. Could do 12 by 9. How tall is this? 12.9. It's less than 4, I believe. Yeah, so I'm just going to throw this in a 12.9.4. Is it as high as this 3? Let me see here. This is silly, but I just happen to have more 12, 10 threes at the moment. Nah, it's too shallow. Okay. 4, 12. Here just kind of line up, so it's a little different than the regular sticky tape. Essentially, as long as you make sure the sides are okay, you should be okay. So this is what, 9 across, so we have 8. Should be good enough. I don't know if that's gonna fit. Looking at this thing can fit. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Oh yeah, like a glove. Would you look at that? Okay, stuff a little on the side here, keep it moving. Just a little bit on the top. I'm gonna do that. Put a little nailer in there. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a little nice, dense. And yes, I'm touching the tape with my hand, so I know it's sticky. But you know, there's something called water in the sink, so I could easily wash that later. Okay. There we go. Okay. I mean, tell me you don't like getting that. It looks professional. You swear we know what we're doing. Okay, here. Good. Oh, the book sold for $12.50 plus $12.36 shipping. I'm hoping to make my money on the shipping. Okay, so this is a clamp or mount for a camera. This sold for $22.50. Oops, messed that up. I pay shipping on that. It doesn't matter. Still gonna do the right thing here. Okay, this is gonna get a 5x5x5. He's gonna go in a box here. Let's see here. I took a bit of an offer on this. I should have sold this for more. I don't think I have enough tape on this. This might do some funky stuff now. Let's see here. Maybe not. Maybe it's okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let the bubble here. We need a whole new piece of bubble here. So here, don't need much. Just for something else. It says flock on it. Something we sold. Forgot what we got. We got it in like a powder or something. It's like a flock for grass and bushes and stuff for a train kit. That buyer ended up giving us neutral feedback because the flock apparently doesn't mix. Like I noticed. What does that have to do with us? He must think we make it. Who knows? Okay, so just a little bit of bubble. Doesn't matter, not really, but you know, why not? Put it back in the bag it was in. Okay, there you go. A little taper in this bad boy. Okay, like that. Put our card in here. Here. The paper on top. Come on. You should love to get that beautiful thing. I'm gonna go a little longer on the tape here because that first one kind of scared me a little bit. It's a little too short. Sometimes being cheap does not pay off. Okay. Here, I'm gonna put this over here probably. Mount. Okay. Alright, this little guy here. This is a battery for one of those like electric safes. You know, the ones with like the keypads and stuff in case somebody gets locked out and can't find their like emergency key. You could buy one of these and essentially just plug it in and it feeds power to it. Okay. You know, I try to reduce use bubble, or this was ours, it was off of something. I repackaged it, so it's not so much for the money aspect of it because I'm wasting time right now. It's probably cheaper just to throw this away, but it's more so why would I throw this in the trash when, you know, I could use it. You know, we're all trying to save the environment any way we can, and that's partially why I also prefer the paper tape over this stuff, because essentially what people don't realize is when you get a box like this, these are all fully recyclable the way they stand, but a box with like tape on it isn't. So anything I could do there to contribute a little bit, I will do. Okay, so this sold for, sorry, I'm trying to like face away from the monitors. I don't want to show any customer info. $5 and $4.63 shipping. So this is gonna go on one of these here. Not that I'm cheap, it's just I know it'll be fine, right? I already bubbled it, it's gonna go in here. I doubt it'll break. If it does, they're cheap enough to replace, right? So I don't see the point of a whole box or something like this. So boom, boom, you get it. Not even gonna seal it, I'll take care of that later. Okay, next we got, this is a pajama set. You actually get a pair of pants, pajama pants and like 2 shirts. This sold for $12.50 plus $7.78 shipping. This came out of one of those like Costco pallets, I think, or whatever. You might notice some of our labels, so some of them are done on a printer and others are done by hand. Most of the ones that are done by hand are because the item was actually returned at one point, and maybe somebody just didn't feel like coming over to the label machine and dealing with it, right, and making a new label. So instead they just wrote it by hand, which is fine, and it also gives me an idea that something has happened with this item. Okay, so we're just doing a simple bubble in this, right? So nothing wrong with bubble size, especially for clothing. Okay, put a little card in here. There we go. Right. PJs. And the label's gonna go right over this. Okay, so, you know, the rest of the stuff for today, you know, these you've seen us do breaks, you've seen us do shirts, or this is the jacket, so I don't want to be too repetitive here. Essentially 9:45 in the morning, so we don't have all that much that came through just yet. But guys, let me know how I did.